Hey guys, so in today's video we're going to be setting up all of our tool holders for our quick change tool post. These indexable tool holders are great, and once you get them set up in your tool table, as long as you don't change the tool out with another, they're always going to be accurate. So actually Mach 3 turn is quite simple to set up your tools. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is just take some round stock that we faced the end off. Then we just chuck this up. Doesn't have to be too tight. Okay. And then what I have done is I've taken and already adjusted the height of all my tool holders, but I also put a number on the back of each tool so that I know which tool is which. So we're going to start with tool number 1, and tool number 1 is our master tool. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go into Mach 3, you want to go into tool table, you want to make sure that it's on. Okay. Okay, we want to bring tool number 1 over to the 0 mark for the Z. Just bump it over. Okay. It looks pretty close right there. Alright. So now that we have tool number 1, which is our master tool, on our Z axis, what we want to do is type in number 1. That's our master tool. It says master tool because I already have it in my tool table here. Let me show you. I already have my tool names in here. So that's why it says master tool. This is a front tool post. Make sure that you have that selected and not the rear. Make sure it's the front. We have tool number 1. And we want to zero out our Z axis. Okay, and then what we want to do is hit touch Z, and that sets our offset for our master tool Z to 0. Now all we want to do now is set up our x-axis. And do the same thing, just bump it in. So you get it to touch. If you shine a flashlight under here, you can really see a whole lot better. You can't on the camera probably, but just keep bumping it until the light is gone, and that looks good right there. I don't know that I can get you a view of that. But bump it till it touches, And then go back up to your tool table, zero your X-axis, and then touch X. And that sets our master tool offsets for 0 and 0. We move Z back a little bit to have clearance to move it away from. That's why it's got numbers in there. But if we go to our tool table, we will see that our master tool has nothing but zeros. I'm not going to be too concerned about all these other, the wear and the tip radius and tip directions and all that at this time. It may come into a play later on. Okay, so now we have the master tool number 1 set up in our tool table. Pretty simple. Now every other tool that we set up will be offset from this tool. Now it doesn't matter that this is not on the 0 of the spindle. This is on a reference. This is our X reference plane here, the front edge of this shaft. So that's all I'm concerned about. So now we take tool number 2. Now this is the tool I turned the quick change tool post knob on, and I think the angle that it is presented a little bit of a problem with that. I'm going to try to turn it again using a different angle. Now this tool is pretty much the same exact location as the master tool. But what we're going to do, we're going to bump X up. Okay, that looks good. Now we have tool number 2, X set on the reference line. We want to go up to our tool number. We want to type in 2. Hit enter. It gives our tool name. And you notice that our DROs have changed. And for our X, because the tip of this tool is not exactly where the tip of the tool number 1 is, which is our master tool. Now do not, whatever you do for the remainder of your tools, do not 0 your DROs. Okay? All you have to do is go down to the bottom corner here, touch X, and now you see the offset, 0.0236 is now the offset from the master tool. Z is still 0 because we haven't set that yet. So now we just need to set our Z. And we'll do it the same way. That looks pretty good, actually, right there. Okay, so now we have Z lined up. We're going to go, remember, don't 0 your DROs. We're going to go down to Tool Table Editor, and you can see that Z is 1 thou, and in the offset it's nothing, but when I hit touch X, now it's 1 thou offset from the master tool. That's it. Go to Tool Table, type in the name of your tool for the tool number, and you can see that it set Z offset to 1 thou, and the offset for our X is 0.0118. Get out of there. Now tool number 2 should be set up. Okay. So our next tool that I've set up is tool number 3, and it's just a V tool, SDNCN. Okay, lock it in. Now this tool, because of the shape of the tool, the actual tip needs to be lined up on our Z-axis. Not the side, but the tip. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I've done is I've went ahead and lined up X and Z. So this is tool number 3. So we change our tool number up here to 3, hit enter. And this is the SDCN, SDNCN. And you can see our DROs have changed from our master tool. We want to make sure that we do not zero our DROs. We want to go over here and we want to touch Z, and when we do this we'll see this 0.025 thousandths go right here in our offset. Alright, and we want to touch X. Alright, so this is what it is from the master tool. Let's go to our tool table editor, and tool number 3, we can see that the tool table updated. Click OK. That's it. This tool is these new tool holders, boy. Alright. My next tool is a grooving tool. And it is MGEHR, and I've got it numbered 6. And now, because the actual, this is mainly for parting, so I want this face right here to line up with my Z, because if I have a piece that's 3/4 inches, then I need to trim off. I want to trim right here. I don't want to trim right here. It's going to be the thickness of my tool here short, so I want to make sure that I line it up with this edge here. So to do that, I'm just going to grab a straight edge here and try to manipulate this. Okay, let me see where I'm at here. Alright, this is where you need like 3 or 4 hands. Hold the flashlight and the tool and everything else. Okay, need to bump that over a little bit. A little more. Okay, that's good. And then I need to just make it flush it up with the front. I've got my jog set for 1/1000th of an inch, so it takes a minute to get there, but it is precise. Alright, so again, this is tool number 6, so we just type in 6, and remember not to change your DROs, and just touch X and touch X and touch Z. Okay. And it zeroes out your DROs, and you know that your offsets are in there. Go to the tool table and check and make sure number 6 updated. Our grooving tool updated the offsets. Okay. So that's our grooving tool, and you just keep going down the road setting up each one of your tools. Now this is a threading tool, so again we would go from the center of the tool. I have a boring holder that I have a drill chuck in, and again you would go for the center of the drill bit, but it's going to be side. Let me show you this one. This is a little bit different. Alright, so it's sideways. So this is a drill bit, so we want the center to line up with the side of our turning here. Like so. As best you can get it. Okay. And then the front of the drill bit will be on our Z. Okay, this is my tool number 14. And we want to touch X and touch Z. Go into the tool table, 14, and it's a drill chuck with a 13/64 drill bit in it, and you can see the offsets are in there. Click OK. So that's how you set up your drill chuck, and that's pretty much it. I think those are the different varieties of tools that you can set up. Now, to verify that everything is correct, then you can go out of here and you can go to your, equip mode, go to manual, and then here in your media line, well, wait a minute, let's put in tool number one, which is our master tool. You can see our DROs changed. And then just type in X0, and it should move tool number 1 to the 0 location. Alright, let me put tool number 1 in. Alright, so I put tool number 1 in. And then let me just jog it over. And put tool number 1 in our 0 spot. Our 0 is good. Let's check our Z. So to check our Z, we can just type in, let's type in G0 so that it knows to move rapid. And Z0, and then it moves to our X0, Z0 for tool number 1. There's our tool number and our DRO. Now, let me back off. And we can put tool number 2 in. And I'm going to type in Z0. Change it to tool number 2. It changes the offsets. And then I'm going to type in Z0. And, G0 and then Z0. Okay, and then type in X0, and it should put it right on the mark, and it's good. Change out to tool number 3. Make sure we change our tool number up here to 3. It changes the offsets, and then we want to just move X0. And we can type in Z0, hit enter, and check to make sure that it's lined up. And then you just do that to verify all of your other tools. So there you have it. That's how we set up our indexable tool holders in Mach 3 Turn. Pretty straightforward and simple. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up if you like the video, and most importantly, be safe.